Shalom uvracha, everyone. This is Rabbi Cantor Stephen Texon of the Cuban Hebrew congregation of Miami Beach, Temple Beth Shmuel, addressing you from a very holy place. I am in the small sanctuary of the synagogue, and I am happy to present a Shabbat service which we can use for the duration of the month of April, to carry us through the end of the month of April, the month of Nisan, the month of Passover, the month of miracles, to sustain us at home and wherever we are watching, and give us hope and faith as we ride out the storm, as we continue our services and our Shabbatot and festival of Passover, even in the midst of this plague, a plague that is sweeping the world. And we are fighting it admirably and nobly to stop the spread of disease. And hopefully we will find a cure sooner than later. And we remain hopeful, and in the darkness, we have to generate the most light. So today, on the secular calendar, is actually Tuesday, March 31, the 6th of Nisan. This coming Shabbat will be, on secular calendar, April the 4th, which will be the 10th of Nisan, which is also known as Shabbat Hagadol. So even though this service is technically prior to Shabbat Hagadol, we're making it as if it were Shabbat Hagadol. It is the Shabbat before Passover. It's called the Great Shabbat. It has a special name, Shabbat Hagadol. And it prepares us for the holiday of Passover, both in the Torah reading and the Haftorah, and in the sermon that the Rabbi gives on Shabbat HaGadol, which is considered the second most important of the year, next to Kol Nidra night sermon. More about that later. So today's service is a universal Shabbat service with the explanation I gave that it's immediately prior to Passover. Technically, it's Shabbat Hagadol, but it will carry us through the month. Now, before I begin, I want to say that the name Shabbat Hagadol, the Great Shabbat, comes from a quotation from the prophet Malachi, predicting the Messianic age, that God will ultimately redeem us. Lifnei ba yom hagadol hazeh, the great day of salvation. And during this difficult period now of physical isolation, social distancing, I prefer to call it physical distancing, we have to generate the most light and show the most concern for our fellow man, women, child, animals, be completely altruistic and not self-absorbed, because in helping others we help ourselves. In reaching out, we help ourselves. It's like giving tzedakah. Tzedakah, when we give charity, has two dimensions. You help the needy person, but you elevate your own self-esteem. You feel good in helping others. It's almost like in a marriage. In the happiness of your spouse, you find your own. This is one of the great messages of this period of isolation, yet togetherness. We are actually bound together in the separateness by a common goal. We are able to reach out without physically touching each other. This service is reaching out and hopefully touching you through the miracles of modern technology. Video, Streamline, FaceTime, Zoom. There are a myriad of ways to connect, but we are touching each other's souls. And I hope that this service will help inspire you as you follow the service, which is our basic service every Shabbat. But we have the added dimension today of Shabbat HaGadol and the beautiful prospect of Passover, which is only a little over a week away, where we will sit down at a Seder with a limited number of people, even if you're just alone with your spouse. God will hear you, and God puts the protection and preservation of human life above all. We cannot endanger people. We suspend many of the rituals in Judaism because pikuach nefesh and sakanat hanefesh, saving life, avoiding danger, precedes all ritual. And this is our primary task. And we will do it successfully, together. We'll begin our service on page 92 in the small prayer book, in the Siddur. Not having a minyan, we will begin with Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Yotzer or uvorech hoshech, oseh shalom uvorei et hakol. Hakol yoducha vekol yishabechucha. All shall thank you, all shall praise you, all shall declare, none is holy like the Lord. Ein kirkech Adonai b'yom hazeh, v'yezolech malkeinu l'chayei olam haba, efes pirtecha go'aleinu limot hamashiach, v'yenedam melech hamoshinu l'tiyat hametim. There is none like the Lord, even to the revival of the dead, tchiyat hametim, the immortality of the soul. El Adon, the beautiful Shabbat hymn in praise of God's creation. We marvel on Shabbat at all his works. El Adon al kol hamahasim, baruch mevorach befi kol nishama, gadelo v'tuvo malei olam, da'at u'tevuna sovevim oto, hamidgoel chayot hakodesh v'nedvar שבח נותנים אלו, כל צבע מרום, תפארת וגדולה שרפים יוונים, וחיות הקודש. ששבת מכל המעשים. We're now on page 98. God who rested from all his works, and on the seventh day, he ascended his glorious throne. He invested the day of rest with beauty, calling the Shabbat a delight. תתברך משין אשר מעשה ידיך ועל מיריו שעשית יפארו חסלה. We now turn to the top of page 102. תתברך צורנו מלכנו וגואלנו ברי קדושים ישתבח שמך לא אהד מלכנו וכולם פותחים את פיהם בקדושה וטהרה בשירה ובזמרה, ומברכים משבחים ומעלים מעריצים עדים ממליכם. להקדיש ליוצרם בנחת רוח, בשפה ברורה ובנימה קדושה כולם כאחד עונים ויאמרים ביראה, קדוש, 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 Adonai Tzivaot melech kol haaretz kvodo. Holy, holy, holy is the Lord of hosts. The whole world is filled with his glory. והאופנים וחיות הקודש ברעש גדול מתנשאים לעומת שרפים לעומתם משבחים ואומרים ברוך כבר אדוני ממקומו. And in this period of crisis, we pray that God will shine his glory on us and allow us to shine like the stars of the heaven, even though physically separated. We will shine brightest in the darkness, even in this difficult period where we cannot physically be close. We are emotionally, spiritually, maybe closer than ever, because we are really seeking to touch, like I mentioned before, to touch each other's souls, not just bodies. ליוסי אורים גדולים כי לעולם חסדו אור חדש על ציון תאיר ונזכה כולנו מהרה ליאורו ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר המאורות אהבה רבה אהבתנו with everlasting love. God embraces us with his tenderness. We gather the tzitzit, the tzitziot now in preparation for the Shema Yisrael, the central declaration of faith for the Jewish people, and we sing V'ho'erininu b'toratecha v'dahabek libeinu b'mitzvotecha ויחד לבבינו ליאהבה וליראה את שמך. God should enlighten our eyes in his Torah as we cling to his mitzvot and unite our hearts in love and in reverence for his name. Velo nevosh, and we shall never be ashamed, ever. This is exactly what we are doing now. And the concentration and the effort now to do this, I believe, is more intense than ever because of this incredible situation we find ourselves in and which we never expected. כי בשם קדשך הגדול והנורא בתחתון נגילה ונשמחה בישועתך. We will ultimately rejoice in your salvation. And as we were redeemed, in the month of Nisan, this month of Passover, we are destined to be redeemed again. That is why I believe it is no coincidence that this is all happening now, not only for the Jewish faith, for Christianity as well. Their holiday of Easter coincides with Passover. We all know that l'ultima cena was a Passover celebration. When the founder of Christianity was arrested, he was celebrating the holiday of Passover, the holiday of freedom, the greatest expression of human freedom, which was given to the world on the holiday of Passover and the Exodus from Egypt. As we prepare now to recite the Shema Yisrael, we gather the tzitzit, the tzitziot,